Hi, I'm Annika. Thanks so much for joining me on my channel and checking out some yoga. Now, if you're like me, sometimes your brain just gets absolutely fried and you're scattered. You might be emotional, teary, me today. So yoga is the perfect way to bring some stillness and some peace to the mind, all while opening the body energetically, all the trapped energy that is causing aches and pains. So let's get started and I'll see you on the other side. Let's start in child's pose. So a super grounding pose. All you have to do is come down, spread the knees to the outside edge as wide as you can get them. Bring your big toes to touch and slowly start to walk the hands forward, lowering the body down to your mat, lowering the heart down the forehead. And just before you hit the ground, I want you to bring your peace fingers out, thumb into the ring and the pinky finger, and just turn the palms up. This mudra is for victory. In England it means something different. It's a swear word, but it's victory. Just lower the head down and begin to breathe for me. Maybe roll the forehead a little side to side and then come to rest right in the center of that third eye. Your third eye, your intuition, your inner knowing. So let's activate that. The color is indigo. So if you can, in your mind's eye, let's think of an indigo circle. As we inhale, that indigo circle right in the middle of your eyebrows is growing. So just concentrate on your breath. Nice deep inhale, letting the belly fall. Letting the chest fall deeper as you exhale. Think about that indigo circle. How much are you listening to your own inner guidance, your own intuition right now? What thoughts keep coming up when you are quiet? Do you listen to those thoughts or do you push them aside? Take a soft inhale and just thread the left hand underneath the right armpit. Turn the palm up and lower the left side of the face down to the mat. slowly, slowly release. So just press up on the opposite hand. Right hand threading under the needle. Lower down your right side of your face. Relax the elbow. Draw the hand through as much as you can. Then lower down and settle. Make sure your palm is facing up. When we have pain in our shoulders, energetically carrying burdens, release. Pushing yourself up to seated position. Just bringing the soles of the feet together and drawing them in towards the body. They may not come all the way in just yet. Just open the feet like a book. Place the elbows into the inside crooks of the knee. Take an inhale. And exhale, just slowly, slowly draw the body forward. You can use the elbows to get a little leverage in the knees, pressing down. And just allow the chin, the head to be heavy. And then just try to relax. You could relax the hands down beside the feet, palms can face up. And just stay here. Just allowing the insides of the thighs, the groin area to release. Breath is just soft, but try to breathe in through the nose. Take it through the chest, the heart, the ribs, all the way down into the belly. So you can use this time to breathe consciously. So I like to breathe in for a count of 3 when I do my yin yoga. Breathe out for a count of 3. Slowly, slowly rise. Just extending your right leg out in front. Bringing the left sole into the inside of the thigh. Just extend that front leg directly in front of you. You can remove the flesh from your sit bones to give your pelvis a little more forward motion, but just take a deep breath. You can lift the hands up so you get length in the spine, and exhale, fold in with a little bit of a twist to the outside of the leg. So it's good to bring your hands to the outside so you get a little more of a twist than a straightforward fold. Once you find your shape, take an inhale, lift up through the chest always, so you're not curving the lower back in. We want the extension to come from the hips, and slowly draw the body forward. You can take another inhale and exhale, release. Let the head be heavy, chin come down, and try to just relax the hands now. That's not me deep breathing into the microphone. And breathe. So as we find stillness in this type of yoga, this yin, more feminine style of yoga where we're not doing, we are allowing the posture to develop slowly, passively. As we still the body, hopefully we encourage the mind to still also. And I love the analogy of a pond, that when you toss a stone into a pond, ripples, ripples, you can't see the bottom of the pond for all the ripples. So that's just like the mind when it's super active with thoughts. You can't see the bottom. But when you allow the waters to still, you can see down underneath the surface. So our mind activity is like the ripples, the surface thoughts, energy. And the quieter and the more still we become, the deeper we can see beneath the surface. When we see below the surface, that's when we get to the deeper version of ourself. The version of us that may be hidden. The surface version of us is the version that we show everybody, that brings us safety, security, comfort. Maybe what lies beneath can come up a little more into the light. Slowly, slowly rise. The front leg, draw it all the way behind you. We're going to set up for a shape called swan or pigeon in other styles of yoga. So, first of all, come onto your hands. Draw your left knee outside, as wide as it'll go, to the outside edge of your mat. So it's directly behind your left wrist. I then look at my toes, wiggle them forward as far forward as they'll come. Look behind. Walk the back knee into the midline of the mat, right into the middle of the mat. Walk the knee back a little, release the toes. I'll come a bit farther forward so you can see. Square off your shoulders, square off your hips. And slowly begin to lower down to your degree. Now, that may be elbows. Some of you may be able to extend down and drop the chest down. And some of you might be up here going, are you out of your mind? That's the most excruciating bloody thing I've ever done in my life. Now, that's the point of the shape, is to challenge you mentally. But if you are, so I want you to kind of try to find some state of relaxation. If you have a block, a towel, you can halve the distance. Or if you're in sharp pain in the knee, you take this shape on your back. So all you would do is lie down. The leg that's in front, that left leg, will cross the ankle on top of the opposite knee. And you can stay here as option one, as long as you feel something in that left hip. Or you can draw the hands underneath, behind the thigh, and lift the knee off the ground. So that's targeting the same area, just in a different way. So you choose, you feel, see what feels good for you. See what feels best for your body today. And we settle into this little, quite challenging shape. Noticing the sensations as they arise. So the sensations occur in the body, but start niggling our minds. And all we aim to do is find some stillness in the shape. Just try to fight the urge to wriggle and get comfortable, because life is not always comfortable. So the aim of this style of yoga, this YIN practice, is to teach you how to sit in a little bit of discomfort. It's to decrease your reactivity. So the second that you're stimulated by a sensation, you don't suddenly react. You simply breathe, observe. You increase the space in between the observation and the awareness and the stimulus. So practicing yoga, I always use the example of road rage. Now, instead of beeping my horn when somebody cuts in or cuts you off, I take a breath and just let them go. You know, maybe they're in a rush. Who cares? It's not worth upsetting my morning, allowing somebody else's actions to affect my state of well-being and peace, my peace of mind. And as the sensations may increase in your mind, simply breathe. If you're breathing and focusing on your breath, you're not focusing on the sensation. It's not competing for your attention. Slowly rise. So nice and carefully coming out of all of these shapes. Just extend the legs wide into a wide straddle. Oh. You might have to pull the meat from your seat again. Take an inhale, reach up. And just flex the feet for me. So you activate and rotate the feet out. And exhale, bring the hands down in front. You can walk them forward. And you'll feel it maybe activating underneath the kneecaps. Pulling all that connective tissue. Take an inhale, lift up through the chest. So I want you to draw the chest up and forward. Just keeping the head up until the very last minute. You can take another inhale. I kind of go through this stage of inhale, exhale, release until there's nothing left. No more space. Now if you have your block, you could rest your head on the block here, or you can just use gravity, relaxing the head. It's funny how when you relax the head, you'll feel it behind the knees. And maybe a good time for that mudra again, that energetic gesture. So it's like the peace fingers, thumb on top of the pinky finger and the small finger, palms face up. It's just for freedom and strength and victory. It's the mudra associated with the yoga philosophy, the yama, the personal observance, called brahmacharya. Brahma, God, charya, literally walking with God. So brahmacharya asks us or invites us to practice non-excess. Non-excess, sometimes interpreted as celibacy, sometimes abstinence, and yet the deeper meaning just non-excess. Walking with God, which means, in layman's terms, just observing our tendencies to slip into addictions, to just forget how to just take what we need and nothing more. So we live in a society of tremendous excess here in the West. You look in your closet, in my closet I have excess clothes, excess shoes. In the fridge, excess food, often wasting food. How much do we really need? We overindulge eating, drinking, sexually, watching TV. So this overindulgence in brahmacharya is when the mind attaches too much to the feeling and the enjoyment of certain things in our life, which leads to excess. So where in your life is there too much of one thing? Is there excess? You find yourself drinking coffee, not because you enjoy the taste of coffee, but then it becomes your daily activity, your daily routine. You don't even notice the taste of the coffee, you just drink it because that's what you do. Or you just pour a glass of wine or a drink at the end of the day because that's what you do. So brahmacharya asking us to just observe where we're operating in excess without awareness, and can we go back to enjoying what we do basically just without excess, with awareness. Slowly rise. Good. Drawing this time the right foot, sole of the foot, into the inside thigh. Bringing your left leg directly in front of the body. Taking an inhale, reaching up. Lifting up the spine, think about vertebrae stacking. Take a slight twist out to the left and draw the body forward. See if you can hold on to the outside of the shin, the ankle, the foot, just to draw your side around a little bit more. Take an inhale to lengthen up through the chest, and exhale, fold in. You can use your arm as a little leverage. First of all, you'll feel this in the hip. And then you can just relax the hands, relax the foot, relax the head. In Nepal, I met a very successful businessman who had a home built in the traditional style, and he kept the door very short, so we would always have to duck down to enter into his house. And he said, no matter how successful I become, by the simple act of almost bowing before I go into my home, I never forget the gratitude. I never forget where I came from, how important it is to be humble and not get wrapped up in the excess of success. So the bowing down, brahmacharya walking, bowing down before God in the translation. Non-excess. Slowly rise. Sit down now. Just drawing that front leg back. You're setting up for your swan on the opposite side. You okay? So line up the hands first, right knee to the outside. Take it behind your right wrist. Wiggle the toes forward. Now check behind and walk the knee to the middle of your mat. Walk it back also. Release the toes and slowly draw the body forward. Try to avoid, the tendency would be to roll down onto the right hip. So if your right hip is touching the ground, come back up and over the center of your mat. If that's excruciating, you could, or if you keep falling over, you can pull up a block right underneath the hip. That'll keep you up. So we're trying to get deep into the hip. And again, if you experience knee pain where it's sharply pinching, simply lie down on your back, crossing that right ankle on top of your left knee, reaching through, drawing the leg up towards the chest, and just let that other leg dangle. I see people fighting up here. No, we're trying to allow the shape to slowly unfold in the body. Try to soften all the areas that are calling out to you. Come back to your 3-part breath. Slowly, slowly begin to rise. Drawing both legs around in front. Ooh, a little stiff on this side. Take a deep inhale. Again, meat from the seat, remove it back. You can also just kind of walk forward on on the bum cheek so you feel the sits bones in the ground. Take a deep inhale. Reach up and exhale, draw the body forward. Resting the hands wherever they rest. Maybe it's thighs, maybe you're stuck up here. Maybe it's shins, maybe you're down here. Wherever you are, take an inhale, lift up through the chest. So you're lifting up, flattening out the lower back and slowly draw forward. You hit another roadblock. Another inhale, exhale, lower in. Everything's tensing up at the back of the legs. It's okay if you have a soft bend in the knee. Don't get stressed. Take another inhale. Exhale, fold in. Finally, just dropping the chin. This big 12-pound melon, just let it hang. And finally, you'll maybe be holding on for grim death, but just let go. Just let the hands flop on top of the legs or down by the sides. You'll be okay. You'll come out the other side. Even if it feels excruciatingly painful, stiff. Well, we don't want pain. There's discomfort. So if you feel you can come up just a little bit, but you want to be feeling that edge, as we call it. The edge, it's like a bite, like, oh, can I handle this for a few moments? The answer is yes, you can. You're stronger than you think. We're just asking it to hang out for a little while, soften, surrender, let things happen. Anywhere you can soften, try to let go a little more in the fingers, relaxing the forearms, the elbows are heavy. Take a nice deep inhale, shoulders are heavy. The head is heavy. was a powerful one. Walk the bum forward a little. Take hold of the knees and slowly lower your back down to the mat. Just place the palms down, feet pressed into the mat, and just breathe for a moment. I don't know if you can hear blue heavy breathing over my shoulder. It's not me. Slowly, slowly draw the belly button in, tilt the tailbone, and start to lift the hips up towards the sky, walking the shoulders underneath. If you can, interlace the fingers and press the palms down, just lifting up into bridge, just pressing the hips up, and slowly, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming down. If you have a block, now is a good time to grab your block. So we'll do bridge one more time. Take an inhale and slowly begin to press up. If you have your block, just place it on its long side, on the edge. So not flat, but up on its side. Put it right above your bum crack into the sacrum, that little triangle space just above the tailbone. Slowly walk the feet to the outside edges of your mat and allow the knees to just fall in, allowing the hips to rotate in. Now, if you don't have a block, just lower down and draw the knees in while your tailbone is on the floor. You're still targeting the same area, so don't worry. Slowly opening the knees, toe heel the feet back in towards the middle of the mat, and maybe just lift one leg up to the ceiling and the other leg up to the ceiling. Soft bend in the knees and just let the legs hang. Just letting the legs be heavy. And slowly just allowing the heels to come in towards the body. If you're on your block, slowly release the block. And if you just have your feet and your bum on the mat, just take a deep breath and exhale it out. Extending the hands out like airplane wings. Take a deep inhale. Just cross your left leg over your right. Take another deep breath in. And just allow the legs, first of all, just shuffle your hips a little bit over to the left and allow the knees to draw down over to the right side. Taking the gaze over to the opposite shoulder for a lower back twist. Having the leg cross gives you a little bit more of an intense sensation on that outside hip, on that top hip. And if it's a little too intense, simply uncross your knees and just bring them a little higher. It's good to feel your spinal twists, what works best for you. So play around with the shapes that I suggest. I'm here as your guide to guide you into your shapes safely, but again, you are your greatest guide. Follow your own intuition. And breathe. Slowly release, drawing the knees back to center, uncrossing the leg. Take an inhale in the center, and when you're ready, cross the other leg over. You can shuffle the hips across just a little, and as you exhale, just allow the legs to fall, drawing the chin to the opposite side, and find stillness. slowly release and crossing the legs and just allowing the legs to slide down to the outside edge of your mat and take rest. Take a soft inhale, a soft exhale. Slowly bringing your awareness back into your body, your shape. Bringing a little movement maybe into the fingers, into the toes. And maybe that left hand finds its way onto the heart, right hand onto the belly, just to check in as you slowly bring yourself back into the space. You can take a good morning stretch, reach the hands above the head. And as you exhale, have a nice yawn. Draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Finding your way slowly onto your right side, using the bottom arm as a pillow. And if you like, just stay there for a few more minutes, as long as you want. Or just press yourself up slowly to cross-legged, comfortable, seated position to just seal in your practice today. Ending with the hands pressed together at the heart, an energetic seal, a mudra, a heart offering. Bowing down to your own greatest guide, you deep down in there. Take an inhale And a soft exhale. And again, deep inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more, drawing the energy in. And exhale it out. Have the most beautiful day today, or evening if you're about to go to sleep. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe by pressing the button below, and check out some of the other videos, some sound bowls if you like the sound bowls there at the end. There are full half-hour sessions, 20-minute sessions, 10-minute sessions, which are really nice for meditation and best listened to with earphones. Or check out and see if there are any sound baths, as they're called, happening near you. There's nothing like sitting in that frequency. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.